Okay, yeah. What's this here? Is dorm?
Everyone, good evening. Thank you for joining us. This is the official start of the fall 22, spring 23 season of the SLC Theater Department's excellent work. We're all going to get our new futures going today. I have a text here. I'm going to read for you all. How's everyone doing? I'm excited. Is everyone else excited? Very excited. So tonight, the reading series is presenting Let There Be Light by A.J. Baldwin, directed by Tway. This is a new play. It means no one has ever seen this in any form before. This makes you all very special people, even those watching online. A couple things to talk about before we get started. First, we'd like to acknowledge that the Sarah Lawrence College Theater Department lives, learns, and works on the unceded land of the Lenape, Wapachura, and Munsee people. We'd like to pay respect to their ancestors, past, present, and future. Emergency exits are all over the place in this fantastic place. This exit sign, believe it or not, does lead outside ultimately, so you can head there in the event of an emergency. There's also one that you can see if you peer your head through here between this curtain and this side. And then there's one back where you came from. So it's almost an embarrassment of riches when it comes to emergency exits. Tonight's presentation will be sans intermission. It's going to run somewhere between 45 and 50 minutes. And very excitingly, there's going to be a talk back after the show, which will give us an opportunity to hear from the playwright. It will give us an opportunity to provide vital feedback to the playwright on this new play that we're the first people ever to see. So I strongly encourage you to stick around. If not, I do have a guy outside with a lead pipe who will take all the shows. So keep that in mind. Excitingly, I will be moderating, so you can hear more of me, which I know is the real reason that you all came this evening. So that can follow. We're going to take like a 3-minute break. There's going to be a chair reconfiguration, which has been masterfully staged by Will. It's very exciting. Frankly, the only reason I'm here is for the chair reconfiguration. So without further ado, please enjoy Let There Be Light.
Let There Be Light by A.J. Baldwin. Content warnings include substance use, transphobia, physical abuse, implications of suicide. Characters. Andrew, early 20s, transmasculine, seeking. God. Ageless, genderless, pure love. Grace, 40s to 50s, Andrew's mother, a well-meaning contrarian. Lulu, 10. Andrew as a little girl, hopeful, terrified. Lovers, angelic creatures who are entirely too human. Setting, the afterlife, specifically Andrew's afterlife. It's where he originated from and where it will return to, and it should reflect this. Maybe it looks like a cluttered bedroom, or maybe a simple garden. It can be busy or minimalistic, so long as it is touched by God's love. It should be able to transform into an earthly bedroom that can evolve over time. From Lulu's bedroom into Andrew's or a stranger's. Off to one side, or in the audience, there is a body of water. You are here to enable the divine purpose of the universe to unfold. Eckhart Tolle. Act 1, Scene 1. In the beginning, God creates the heavens and the earth. God says, "Let there be light," and there is light. God creates the stage and sets the scene. God creates Andrew in God's image and sends him out into the world. God sees everything that God has made, and behold, it is very good. God exits. Blackout. Scene 2. In darkness, all the sounds of a lifetime begin to build. We hear laughter, conversation, music, fighting, commercials, footsteps, alarms, cars, etc. The sounds grow and build until suddenly they're shot into silence. Lights come up slowly on the afterlife as Andrew wakes up on stage. God is present. Andrew slowly sits up and looks around. He sees God.
You're here.
You're here.
I'm here.
A beat. Andrew looks himself over. He looks at his hands. He's surprised to see himself.
What the fuck?
Language.
Sorry.
I'm kidding.
Oh.
Are you ready
Ready for what?
to explain
Explain.
yourself?
Excuse me.
Why are you here, Andrew?
Jeez, here I was thinking you'd be happy to see me.
Glad to be with you, always.
But same to you.
But
But,
softly untimely.
right, hey, if you need to deal with like climate change or evil politicians or something, don't let me stop you.
Everything in time.
Andrew nods. A beat. Andrew stands up.
So I'll just get settled in here. I don't know what your protocol is regarding like hanging out, but I'm all good. So don't worry about me. I'm all good here. I'm sure I'll be right at home.
Andrew.
I imagine you have like everything I'll need in here. So I'll just get settled. Thanks.
A beat. God does not move.
Where would you like to start?
Please don't make me do this. I get it, the whole like reflecting thing. I do. I get it. I'm for it. But I just did it. Like I just lived the whole thing. So can we just sit here for a few millennia or something?
God produces a cup of tea. God sits down and drinks.
How do you think this works?
This?
This? How do you think this works?
Well, I remember you made me, and you sent me out to the world, and now I'm done. I did it. So I imagine I get to rest and sit in your love, and I have this space that looks kind of perfect for me. So I imagine we'll just hang out here for eternity.
Something like that.
Something like that.
I'll tell you what. How about you do some explaining first, and then we can cover some problems.
A beat. Andrew crosses his arms. He looks at God. God gestures for him to sit. A beat. Says.
Are you ready?
No,
God looks at Andrew.
just being honest. Isn't that a virtue or something? Don't you care about those?
A beat. God stands up and heads toward the exit.
You can just sit here if you like.
Aren't you gonna like stay with me?
God keeps walking.
Hey, okay, wait.
God stops.
If we do this, will you stay?
For as long as you need.
Okay. Okay. So, what? We just talk about my life, or? Okay. I'm Andrew. I was 21, I guess. I'm from Texas.
What do you love?
What do I love?
What do you love?
I love the rain. I love my sister and my cat. I love music. I love my friends. Well, when I have them.
As Andrew speaks, God conjures Lulu. She stands behind Andrew. He does not see her.
And her?
A beat. Andrew turns around.
What is she doing here?
How do you love?
The lights start to fade and flicker. The soundtrack of life begins building again. The room rumbles.
Wait, stop!
Blackout. Scene 3. Lights up on Lulu's bedroom. Lulu sits reading a book. God watches her. Andrew looks away.
What are you thinking?
You know what I'm thinking.
Tell me anyway.
I'm thinking I don't want to do this.
And?
And I always felt like there was something wrong with me.
God nods. God gestures for Andrew to watch. Andrew watches. Lulu continues reading.
Do you think there's something wrong with her?
Andrew looks at God. Grace enters.
Time for lights out.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Gracie crosses to Lulu and kisses her on the head.
Good night.
Grace exits, turning off the light. After a few moments, Lulu turns on a flashlight. She pulls her journal out of a secret spot and starts writing. Andrew steps closer to look over her shoulder.
She thinks there's something wrong with her. With me.
What is she writing about?
This was the summer I realized.
The lights shift. Lulu is at summer camp. She's sitting with her feet in the water. A lover walks past, or maybe just the shadow of one. Lulu is mesmerized.
I was at summer camp, you know the story.
Lulu rushes to her journal.
Tell me anyway.
Something clicked. A girl. I liked a girl. And then, well, you know, I didn't get why it wasn't normal. I guess I didn't grow up in the right place for that. Straight suburbia. So, I always felt like there was something wrong with me. I guess I don't know if it was the queerness or the anxiety or what. But yeah, I always felt like there was something wrong with me. Does that answer something?
God nods. Lulu exits.
Okay, your turn. Ground rules, let's hear it.
Andrew, why are you here?
You know why I'm here.
It's awfully untimely.
You said that.
You have a couple options.
Great.
You can go backward.
Or,
You can go back as someone else.
like, reincarnation? But I don't. What about resting? What about the afterlife? What about here?
Everything in time.
But I don't. No, I just did it. I don't want to do it again. No. Like, do I remember? Me? Her?
Do you want to remember?
I'm not. No. There has to be another option. You have to give me another option.
You can go back, or you can start over.
God starts to exit.
I don't want to start over. No. I'm not ready.
You can go back. I'll let you think it over.
It's so lonely. Please. It is so lonely.
Come find me.
God exits.
Wait.
Andrew tries to exit, following God, but some kind of invisible force field holds him back. He tries again. No luck.
Okay. I'll find you.
Blackout. Scene 4. Spotlight on Andrew. He is alone. He looks into the water.
I'll look for you and other people.
A lover enters, and Andrew enters into a sort of dance with them.
No, I'll hide myself in other people. It won't work. The looking or the hiding.
As Andrew speaks, various lovers enter and exit, spending time with him, dancing.
But I'll learn something. This is my whole life. One after the other. I'll wonder why no one else seems to do this. From the age of 14, I'll never be single for more than 2 months. Who does that?
A lover and Andrew hold eye contact.
Why do I need to do that?
The lover exits. Another enters.
I thought I was looking for you. I really thought I was. At 19, someone will tell me that I'm not going to find divinity in romance. I won't listen.
Andrew finds himself staring again into the water, looking down at himself.
And the whole time, I'll be there. I'll be right there. I thought if I was looking for you, I wouldn't have to look at myself. I know that's not how it works.
A lover brings Andrew some sort of substance.
I'll look for you in drugs. Maybe that's me trying to hide myself too.
Andrew consumes the substance.
I think I find you there. I really will. But, well, I'll think a lot of crazy shit when I'm high.
Andrew continues dancing with the lovers. It turns into a party with loud music. Andrew notices that Lulu has entered with her journal.
Hey, turn down the music!
The music turns off. The lovers are confused. Andrew watches Lulu closely.
I'll look for you in art, in writing. I'll always look for you there. I must have started writing about you at 11 or 12, maybe earlier. I think that'll be the most productive searching I do. But
A lover offers Andrew a guitar. He shakes his head, turning it down.
I always have writer's block.
Lulu and the lovers exit. Andrew sits down and closes his eyes.
I'll look for you in meditation, on and off, and prayer. I'll credit you with saving my life. Every time I say it, I won't know if it's true. I'll look for you in church, a kid with my friends after Saturday night sleepovers. Freshman year with my friend's religious roommate. I'll look for you.
Scene 5. A phone starts ringing in Andrew's bedroom. The lights shift. Andrew stands up and follows the sound of the ringing until he finds his phone buried in his bed. He pauses for a moment when he sees who's calling. He puts the phone up to his ear.
Hi.
Enter Grace.
Hi. Is it a coincidence that your freshman year roommate was also gender non-conforming?
I said I didn't have a preference for my roommate's gender.
And so the school asked for your gender?
For housing placement. Yeah.
And what did you say?
I said I was non-binary.
I wish you hadn't done that.
Mom, the housing form asked my gender identity. I wasn't going to lie.
I wish they would just ask your sex, sort it out that way. It's just hard to imagine continuing to send you somewhere that plays into these fantasies.
Okay, it's not just my school that asks for gender identity. Like, every school does.
I'm not just critiquing your school. You know, I have a support system too, and a lot of them think it would be wise not to pay for school at all.
Mom, what?
Learning about the place of identity politics in history, philosophy, and politics has been exhilarating. I can finally see that I'm not crazy.
Enter Lulu.
Mom.
Not now.
Andrew steps forward. Lulu can see him, but not Grace.
Do you need something?
Lulu looks at Grace, then back at Andrew. She nods. Andrew steps towards Grace.
She needs something.
When Grace does not respond, Andrew gestures for Lulu to follow him into his room. Lulu sits on the bed while Andrew watches her.
I think it might be good for you to experience the real world a little bit.
Mom, I live in the real world. College exists in the real world. And the world is changing.
No, there's an order to this world and people like you are trying to destroy it!
I'm not trying to fucking destroy the order of your world. I'm just trying to live my life.
Why does there need to be an order?
Maybe I don't believe in some order. I don't think anything really means anything. I think the point of life is just to live it.
Fine. And appreciate the journey you're on. You're growing up in an extraordinary time. Frankly, I wouldn't want to grow up with the internet.
Lulu tugs on Andrew's shirt. Andrew leans down to hug her. Lulu crosses back to Grace.
We will never agree on gender. That's fine. The real problem is not disagreeing on the definition. It's that we don't agree on its importance. To me, it's not important at all. I don't care where your gender is or anyone else's, but I refuse to pretend like I don't know what I do about biology just because of how people feel about their self-identified gender.
You clearly do think it's important. I don't think it's important. I don't think it matters. If you really don't think it matters, then why do you care what pronouns I use? If you're always going to see me as a woman, why does it matter if I'm a woman who takes testosterone or uses different pronouns?
Because it's a lie! If we can convince people that a woman is a man and a man is a woman, then what's next? Nothing means anything. We can just convince people that up is down and left is right. It's groupthink. It's 1984. Words have to mean something, Lulu. I want to live in a world where words mean something.
Everything is made up. Nothing means anything anyway. Language is made up and words change all the time. And biology isn't even binary. You're claiming to be scientific, but you're the one claiming to beliefs that scientists don't even agree with.
Of course, I'm not clinging to beliefs. It's absurd that you would think that of me. However, I am for some continuity throughout the ages. That's what gives our lives purpose and meaning.
Grace looks at Lulu.
Mom.
Shh! You're not listening to me!
You're not listening to me! Talk about how you feel. It's selfish! What about how I feel?
Lulu taps Grace. Grace ignores her.
How am I being selfish? I'm just trying to tell you about my lived experience. I'm just trying to live my life.
Lulu pulls up her shorts to reveal a scrape on her knee.
Mom.
Andrew rushes to Lulu.
Are you okay?
Goodness.
She's hurt.
Are you okay? Okay, let me see.
Grace bends down next to Lulu.
It's just a scrape.
It hurts!
Just a second.
Grace returns to her phone.
It hurts!
So I've heard.
Lulu starts crying. Grace sighs. After a few moments, she leans down to Lulu.
Hey, that's enough.
Lulu keeps crying. Grace strikes her across the face. Andrew screams and pulls Lulu close to him.
Pull it together.
Andrew helps Lulu up and carries her back to his room. He sets her on his bed and pulls out a first aid kit. Lulu continues crying as Andrew cleans up her knee.
You're selfish, and maybe that's my fault. Maybe I should have done a better job with you. Maybe you just don't love me, and that's fine. You can just say that.
Mom! What are you even talking about?
Andrew places a Band-Aid on Lulu's knee.
You're killing my daughter! You're killing her!
Andrew looks up at Lulu. He looks over at Grace. He sits on the bed next to Lulu and takes a deep breath.
I'm trying to help her. I'm trying to honor her and let her survive.
No, you're not.
I'm still your kid. So what, you're not gonna pay for college at all? You're just gonna cut me off?
I don't know. You're smart. I'm sure you'll figure it out.
Does Dad know about this? What about Dad? You can't really be doing this.
I need to think. I just need to think about my options. Frankly, in 5-10 years, I can't see myself having a relationship with you if you continue down this path.
Mom,
Mom?
I love you. I love you so much. That's the problem.
I love you too.
Okay, talk soon.
Bye.
Andrew and Grace put their phones down. Grace exits.
You can stay.
Is she mad at me?
No, I don't think so.
Andrew stands up. He takes Lulu's hand. They walk down to the pond. They sit and stare into the water.
You love to swim, don't you? I forgot about that. For a lot of years, you won't want to go anywhere near a body of water.
Why?
I hate swimsuits. A few weeks ago, I don't know how long it's been, but my friend brought me to a body of water. I spent the whole weekend crying. He said that's where he goes when he needs to get over something. It felt good.
Did you get over something?
No. Do you believe in God?
Mom doesn't.
Do you?
Lulu and Andrew stare at each other.
You pray. I remember that.
I know.
What do you pray about?
Before Lulu can answer, Grace enters. She interrupts the moment, looming over Andrew and Lulu.
You know, I think maybe we should find a church for you to attend up near school.
Andrew does not look up.
A church.
I think it might be nice for you to have something to believe in, something bigger than yourself.
I want you to think about what it means that you have to give up everything you believe in order to cling to this belief about gender. Besides, I've been to church.
She doesn't know anything about me.
It's not true.
When I came out the first time, she rolled her eyes.
You're too young. That hasn't happened yet.
The soundtrack of life starts up again, a rumbling. The lights fade and flicker. Grace takes Lulu's hand and they begin to exit.
Wait, that hasn't happened yet. Wait!
Blackout. Scene 6. Lights up. Lulu and Andrew sit on stage, maybe in a pew. Lovers sit around them, humming or singing softly.
Oh God. Shh. Oh God. Shh. Lulu, you shouldn't be here.
Why not?
I don't think this is what I believe in.
So?
I don't want to be here, Lulu.
Isn't this where God is?
Andrew looks at Lulu.
Who told you that? Maybe. So what, we just wait here for God to appear?
Maybe we have to be quiet.
They sit for a few moments, maybe longer. The lovers' hymn grows louder. Lulu eventually stands up and looks around, peering under her seat and out towards the audience and up towards the sky.
Why are you here anyway?
I don't remember.
Did you want to be? Or did you feel like you had to be?
I just had a sleepover with my friend. She was going to church, and her mom said I could come. And I think I want to. I don't like the statue of the man on the cross. It's scary. Why are you here?
It's my freshman year of college. I wanted to try it out. It's weird, the last time I was in a church, well, it's weird.
What's weird?
Being here as Andrew. I'm here now and they call me Andrew. I don't think they like it, but they don't have anything else to call me.
Who's Andrew?
The lovers go silent. Andrew and Lulu look at each other. What?
Who's Andrew?
A beat. The rumbling starts back up. The lights fade and flicker.
Wait!
Blackout. Scene 7. Lights up on Andrew's bedroom. A group of lovers stand around the water. Lulu and Andrew sit and watch from the bed. Lulu nudges Andrew, gestures towards the lovers. Andrew stands up and approaches the group, tapping one on the shoulder.
Hi. I've seen you around, and I wanted to introduce myself. I'm Andrew.
The lover smiles and shakes Andrew's hand.
I'm glad you did. Nice to meet you.
The two stand awkwardly for a moment. It's a sweet sort of awkwardness.
Well, I should. Yeah, oh yeah, me too. So, well, bye, Andrew. See you around. Yeah, bye.
They stand awkwardly for another moment. Then they begin to kiss each other. As they kiss, the lights shift. Andrew's bedroom transforms into someone else's, one you don't recognize. Lulu and the other lovers exit, leaving them alone on stage. They make their way over to the bedroom. Once the set has settled, they pull away from each other. They smile. Andrew turns towards the exit, but at the exit he is met with a large cardboard box. He takes it and returns to the bedroom. Repeat. He is moving in. Once all of his boxes have been brought in, he and his lover sit on the bed. They touch each other's hair and faces. They lay down and go to sleep. In the morning, lover wakes up before Andrew. Lover goes about their morning routine, getting ready for the day. They kiss Andrew on the head and exit. A while later, Andrew wakes up, gets ready for the day, sits on the bed. Enter lover.
How was work?
Lover puts down their bag and jumps on the bed, lying on top of Andrew.
No. Wanna get high and watch Donnie Darko? Make everything better. Did you get out today? Went for a walk, sat in the park and thought about how life is beautiful. I'm so glad you're here. Heard from your mom? Not today. For dinner, I was thinking gyros from around the corner. Perfect. And tomorrow I'll cook for you. Perfect! Has breakfast and lunch been okay? I know we don't have much here. It's all been perfect. You're perfect. Lily's party's on Friday. Cool, what should we wear? Overalls? I'll wear my blue hair, and you can wear my Carhartts. And glitter. I'll do your makeup if you paint my nails. Deal.
They smile. They kiss. Life is good. Blackout. Scene 8. Lights up. A glittery Andrew sits in front of his lover, smudging makeup around the lover's eyes.
And there you go.
His lover gets up to look at their reflection in the water.
I think you look hot. I'm not used to wearing makeup. Were you ever a makeup wearer? Like in high school? I didn't have a daily routine or anything, but I would wear concealer and sometimes glitter. People would always tell me, you have something on your face. And I would have to explain that I put it there on purpose. I was wondering why you own so much glitter. I totally had a full makeup routine and everything until I came out. Junior year, right? Sophomore.
The lover is still looking into the water.
I won't be offended if you take it off. No, I like it. I just feel like I look girly. You think I look girly? No, you look cute. Exactly, and so do you.
Andrew pulls his lover away from the water.
Don't think about it too hard. We're going to be the hottest queers at this party, and I am going to get so drunk that I throw up. Yeah? It's about time. The only time I've ever thrown up from alcohol was at your after prom. I remember things. I can't wait to take care of you while you're vomiting in my bathroom. Aww. Shit, tomorrow I have to go to the dealership with my dad. I would say you could come, but it'll probably be pretty boring. It's okay. I'm sure I'll be too hungover anyway. Ready to go? Do you like the black Converse or the red ones? Black. Perfect. Let's do this thing.
Andrew and his lover head towards the exit. Lover starts to exit, but Andrew is unable to.
What? I don't remember. Nothing. Sorry.
Grace and Lulu enter behind Lover. Grace is holding Lulu's journal. Andrew is frozen.
Are you okay?
Grace dramatically flips through Lulu's journal as Lulu and Andrew look on horrified. Lulu tries to grab the journal out of Grace's hands.
Andrew?
Andrew notices his lover.
Sorry. Yeah, let's go.
Grace starts tearing pages out of the journal and ripping them up. Lulu is crying. Lover starts to exit, stopping again when Andrew does not follow.
Sorry, it's just my mom. Did you say something? Did she text you?
A beat. Andrew continues watching Grace and Lulu. Lover embraces her.
I'm so sorry. She's crazy. She's actually crazy. Just don't know what I'm gonna do about school. We'll figure it out. I promise, we'll figure something out.
When Grace finishes with Lulu's journal, Lulu scrambles to pick up the pieces. Grace takes out her phone and types out a text. Andrew's phone dings. He looks at it.
She wants to call. Jesus Christ. I don't want to talk to her. What do you think she wants? I don't know. Tell me again that I'm awful and selfish and she's ending our relationship. I don't know.
Grace puts her phone up to her ear. Andrew's phone starts ringing. He looks up at Lover, who takes his hand.
I'll be right here the whole time. I don't want to talk to her.
Don't talk to her.
Lulu.
Wait,
Lulu stands up and takes Andrew's hand. She leads him away from Lover.
What?
just wait.
Why?
You were telling me who Andrew is,
Yeah.
but it's just a lot of someone else.
Andrew looks at his lover.
Oh. I don't think it's such a problem.
But who is Andrew?
Andrew.
Lover taps Andrew and gestures for him to rejoin them in the scene. Andrew smiles. He looks to Lulu for permission, who is obviously distraught.
What? What's wrong? Don't you remember what comes next?
I don't. Oh.
I'm sorry.
We don't have to. Please. We don't have to.
The rumbling, the flickering.
Please. Please wait. Please. Please.
Blackout. Scene 9. Lights up on Andrew's bedroom, just Andrew's. He sits on the bed next to his lover. Lulu holds his hand.
It just felt so adult.
Andrew looks at Lulu.
We were adults. You wanted me to move in with you! I did, but it was embarrassing. Embarrassing? Yes. I was kicked out. You don't think it wasn't like infinitely more embarrassing and upsetting and traumatizing for me?
Okay, sorry it was fucking traumatizing to live with me.
Not to live with you, Jesus Christ. Just don't have a family. Just don't have anywhere to go.
I'm sorry.
Me and all my friends think it was a red flag that you had such a hard time bringing me in.
That's what I'm saying. You shouldn't have to be thinking about red flags.
Andrew stands up and heads toward the exit. Lulu follows.
If you don't love me, you can just say that.
Andrew!
Andrew pauses. He looks at Lulu.
I know. I'm sorry.
You're making me feel selfish.
Maybe you're being selfish.
What the fuck, Andrew?
I don't mean. I just mean that you're not taking any responsibility. You're putting all the shit on me and not acknowledging your shit that causes issues. And I know you don't want to have to think about yourself because you hate yourself or whatever, but.
What the fuck, Andrew?
I'm sorry! I'm not trying to tell you that you hate yourself. I'm just.
What is wrong with you?
I'm sorry!
You aren't listening to me. I'm just trying to take care of myself. I just feel lonely.
What can I do?
It's the thing. I don't know. It just feels like every time I try to express a need, it comes back to you or your mom, and I always end up apologizing.
I feel like every time I express a need, I end up apologizing.
Well, I don't know what to do about that.
I'm really trying. Feels like all I do is try to make you comfortable, and it's never enough.
It feels like you're following a script. It doesn't feel like it's coming from you. I don't fucking know who you are.
What does that mean? Tell me what that fucking means.
It's just how I feel. It doesn't mean anything.
But I love you so much.
But I love you so much.
I don't think loving each other is enough to keep people together. We have to be able to express our needs and to meet each other's needs.
But I try so hard.
But I try so hard.
but I still don't feel safe expressing my needs. And that's not your fault. I know you're trying. It's just learn how.
There's nothing I can do.
It's a physical pit of anxiety in my chest.
Lover stands up. They stand for a moment.
You're the one who always says things happen for a reason.
What are you doing?
That's not how it happened.
What? You didn't stand up. You didn't say that. We're supposed to be in your room. What are you doing here? This isn't how it happened.
Grace enters. When she talks to Lulu, not Andrew.
What's wrong?
No.
Then talk to me.
No, I can't. Every time I talk about friends or partners, you just fucking fixate on their gender.
Lover starts to exit.
Where are you? Don't go. We are done talking.
Who's Andrew?
No.
Lulu, look at me.
Andrew and Lulu turn to Grace at the same time.
Care to explain?
It's just a name.
Are you telling people it's your name?
It doesn't matter, Mom.
It does matter. I gave you a perfectly good name and you're lying and you're disrespecting me.
I'm not lying.
I've seen your birth certificate. It sure as hell doesn't say Andrew.
Andrew stands up. He takes Lulu's hand and starts to exit.
We're not doing this. We're not Lulu.
Andrew and Lulu are unable to exit.
You hate me, is that it? You hate me and you're punishing me?
Andrew continues trying to exit unsuccessfully.
Do you think I traumatized you?
I don't know. Yes, I think every parent traumatizes their kid.
Grace starts to exit.
Wait, stop.
New lovers appear. They walk past Andrew as if they don't even see him.
I love you, Andrew.
Andrew reaches for the lover, who dodges his grasp.
I love you, but I can't do this anymore. I love you, but I hate you.
More lovers enter. Andrew reaches for the lovers as they walk past him, but they are always just out of reach.
I love you, but we can't be friends. I love you, but you're mean. You're bad. You're a bad person, Andrew. A bad person.
Wait, someone. Stop, stop.
The lovers exit. Andrew and Lulu are alone on stage.
Hello? Hello? Anyone just be here with me, please?
Andrew looks up to the sky.
You please make anyone be here, please?
Andrew walks around searching. Lulu follows.
You know how much I hate being lonely. Why are you making me do it? If you know how much I hate being lonely, why are you making me do it?
Andrew stops walking. He falls to his knees.
You're not even listening. You're not real. You're not real.
Andrew sits for a few moments, crying. Lulu puts her hand on his shoulder.
I'm sorry. It wasn't supposed to go like this.
Lulu hands Andrew a tissue.
You're not supposed to take care of me. I'm supposed to take care of you.
Did we find God?
Oh, I didn't find anything.
Andrew looks up to the sky.
Okay, that's enough. I'm done. I'll start over.
Who are you talking to?
Oh,
I don't know. Can I show you something?
sure.
Lulu leads Andrew to the secret spot where she's hidden another one of her journals. She takes it out and hands it to him. Andrew flips through a few pages.
Izzy and Anna were such bitches at recess today.
Andrew looks at Lulu.
What are you, 10?
Keep reading.
I feel like no one understands me. I hope one day I can be myself, and I won't care if anyone understands me.
Andrew starts crying.
What's wrong?
I'm gonna go.
You can stay here for a little while.
Andrew looks around. At some point, the room has become Lulu's room. Andrew nods.
Can we go to bed?
Lulu nods. She sets a pillow on the ground for Andrew. Lulu and Andrew go to the water to wash their faces, brush their teeth, etc. They go back to their beds. Andrew lies down. Lulu stares at him.
What are you doing?
Going to bed.
Aren't we going to pray?
Lulu sits on her bed. She folds her hands in prayer. She looks at Andrew. A beat. Andrew sits next to her. Lulu closes her eyes.
Hi.
A beat. Lulu opens her eyes and looks at Andrew.
Say hi.
Okay, bye.
Lulu nods and closes her eyes.
Thank you for food and a house and school. Say thank you for something.
nothing to say thank you for.
That's not true.
It is.
What about your friend who took you to the water?
Oh, thank you for Kevin.
And
Well, I don't think I believe in this.
just say thank you.
Okay, thank you for cool clothes to wear and music. Thank you for music.
Good. Please keep everyone I love happy, healthy, and safe. Do you remember the next part?
Yeah, please help me to help the people I love be happy, healthy, and safe.
And please help me to stay happy, healthy, and safe.
Do you feel happy, healthy, and safe?
Sometimes.
I don't think you're happy. I don't think you're safe.
But you felt those ways, right? You feel happy sometimes and safe.
I guess.
What makes you feel like that?
No. Lulu takes Andrew's hand. She leads him to the water.
Look,
Andrew looks at his reflection.
I don't want to be me anymore.
look harder.
I hope one day I can be myself and I won't care if anyone understands me.
The lights start to fade and flicker. The rumbling starts back up. Andrew does not fight it. Blackout. Scene 10. Lights up on Lulu sitting by the water. She looks at her reflection. She cups her hands together and takes a drink. She closes her eyes and folds her hands together in prayer. She whispers something. She looks towards the sky. Blackout. Scene 11. Lights up on Andrew and Lulu lounging in Lulu's room.
So, where do you want to look next?
Andrew sits up. He looks at Lulu.
Well, what?
There's nothing to look for.
That's not true. It's not.
Lulu takes Andrew's hand.
Please. Please.
Okay.
Yeah. So where do you want to look?
Let's look somewhere where you're happy. Somewhere where you're healthy and safe.
So, like, summer camp?
Sure. Let's look at camp.
The rumbling starts back up. Andrew takes Lulu's hand. Blackout. Scene 12. Lights up. Grace stands with Lulu by the water. Andrew watches.
You good?
Lulu nods. Grace exits. Lovers enter, surrounding Lulu. They laugh and splash around in the water. They eat together, laughing the whole time. They sing songs and they brush their teeth and hair. They go to bed. Lulu is smiling. Blackout. Scene 13. Lights up on Andrew and Lulu in Andrew's dorm room. Indie pop music is playing.
I love this song.
I don't know it.
You will.
Let's dance.
We're a terrible dancer.
Lulu shrugs. She starts dancing. She's terrible. She takes Andrew's hand and he slowly starts dancing. He's terrible. Together, they get really into it, maybe jumping on the bed, playing air guitar, etc. The song ends. Lulu and Andrew are laughing. Lulu looks up at Andrew.
Do you feel happy and safe?
Yeah, I do.
Do you love me?
What?
Do you love me?
Yeah, I love you.
So, you love you?
I don't,
Andrew looks down. He notices himself. He looks at his hands. He smiles.
How do you love?
The rumbling, the flickering.
how do I love?
How do you love?
Blackout. Scene 14. Spotlight on Andrew. He is alone in the afterlife, looking into the water.
I love through other people.
Lovers enter and begin to dance with each other. Andrew watches.
All kinds of other people. There's no kind of person I couldn't fall in love with. I think that's the most important thing.
A lover enters into a dance with Andrew.
I love through adventure, through creation. I deconstruct and rebuild myself. I claim my own ground to stand on.
Andrew produces Lulu's journal from his hiding spot. He flips through the pages.
I love through art, through writing. All of it is worship. All of it is sacred.
A lover offers Andrew a guitar. He takes it and begins to play. He plays a short, sweet song, humming along.
I love through uncertainty. I love through change, through the fact that nothing is guaranteed. I love so much. There's nothing I don't love.
Lulu enters. The lovers freeze. Andrew hands his guitar off to a lover and steps towards Lulu.
You. I love through you.
Good.
The lights flicker. Maybe there is smoke or fog. Lulu transforms into God. When the lights come back up, gods dance in front of Andrew and the lovers have exited.
You're back. You never left.
Andrew falls to his knees, breaking down.
I thought you left. Why did I think you left?
God kneels next to Andrew. God puts God's arm around Andrew.
To think I left just to know I was there at all. Andrew, why are you here?
Andrew shakes his head.
I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to go, but I thought I had to.
That's right. How do you feel?
I'm scared. I was so lonely.
And
And I'm not done yet. I have so much to love. And so many ways to do it.
good.
What happens next?
Do you want to rest?
Yes. I want to rest.
Let's rest.
And then?
You'll wake up in a hospital bed, and it'll be less lonely than you think. And soon you'll have dance parties alone in your room, and you'll find new people to love. And you'll be yourself, and you won't care if anyone understands you. But they will. The people you need will understand you.
And you'll be there? Do you promise?
Andrew looks up at God. God smiles to him. Blackout, end of play.
Good job. Oh my god, yay, okay. I just have at my room and chickens. Alrighty. But no, sorry.
It's not like God, won't you come different but your life looks so fun without being strong. Your heart belongs don't force
And we're back. Let's have another round of applause. It would be nice if we could introduce ourselves. I'm Jeremy. I produce the reading series. I'm a second year MFA. I use he pronouns.
I'm AJ, I use he, they pronouns, I'm a senior, I live it.
I'm Will, I use he, him pronouns, I'm a senior, and I directed the piece.
I'm Annie, she, they, I am a junior undergrad and I play the
I'm Anna, use she, her pronouns. I'm a freshman undergrad and I played
I'm Leo, I use he, him pronouns. I'm a sophomore undergrad and I play Andrew.
Xander, he, him, sophomore god.
So I think we're gonna have a little pivots here, and then we'll have an opportunity for people who are in the virtual space to drop questions either in the Q&A space or in the chat that Z, who's in manning my computer, will pass along to us. And also those of you in the audience will just like shoot up some hands and like rock it all. To start, I asked you when I sat down how you're feeling afterwards. Would you like to share just like what the experience is to have something that's something we never talk about? It's like as a writer, we like do this stuff in like seclusion, and then it kind of like happens, and afterwards you kind of have like a weird experience. Would you mind sharing with us?
Yeah, definitely emotional, definitely cathartic. It's such a personal thing to write and to write about these topics, and I think it's so cool seeing that go from writing it in my friend's dorm room to being like, I think I just came up with a good idea to like sitting here watching people watch it.
You came up with like 9, 10, 11, 17, 48, any good ideas. So thank you so much for sharing all that with us. I'm certainly very appreciative. When we talked earlier, you said that the things that you were interested in hearing from everyone involved is things that were of impact, things that struck them, as well as things that like more of this, like love this. Are you still feeling that way 12 hours later? Cool. So I would invite everyone who's currently on stage to share something that struck them about the process or the piece, or something that they like particularly enjoyed giving voice and life to. Will, would you mind starting?
Yeah, AJ and I really connected through this piece from the idea of like queerness as religion, your own queerness being something deeply like spiritual to you and your identity. And that's why like, I was so drawn to this, and AJ asked me, I said, absolutely. And specifically the line Lulu asks, like, do you love me? Because if you love me, like, then you love you. That's what is just the heart of it all. That's why I love this piece.
Yeah, I think the part that really felt personal to me was like, if I could talk to my younger self, like, I feel like I would be so upset with myself for going through so much and then just sort of like hating on me. And like if I could talk to my younger self as like a child, I'd be like, no, I love you, and then so what's the deal? So I think that is something I think about a lot, so that connected to me on a very personal.
One of my favorite dynamics was between Andrew and Grace, because like it shows how Andrew never hates his mother, but how hard she makes it for Andrew to love her. And I think it's just such a complicated dynamic, and I think that this play captured like a lot of that.
Yeah, I kind of feel like the difference between having a hard time accepting and loving Lulu and being impatient versus like having a hard time loving Grace because she's like crazy. And just like the difference between that, but it's like at the end of the day, I still love both of you. And just like, I don't know, like being patient with yourself.
Pretty much kind of echoing both what Annie and Leo said, but I find the idea of talking, especially like your pre-transition self, because I think if I met myself before I transitioned, it would be a complete 50-50 as to whether I gave them a hug or punched them in the face. And so it's a sort of essential part of the like trans experiences for me of like you have to figure out a way to like accept that person, you know, like if you ever want to be happy. And so so that was something that I personally really appreciated and related to.
Thanks so much for sharing all those. I realized I didn't share some. The thing that on a higher level impacted me the most was kind of, I was thinking a lot about water, and I was thinking a lot about reflection, and I was thinking a lot about Narcissus, and I was thinking about this like wonderful reframing of the Narcissus myth, and I was thinking about Lulu and Andrew in this sort of person in reflection mode, and just considering that in new light. And it was very cool, and it makes me say, prouder now to say that I am in fact a narcissist. I thought that was really great. If you've not read Ovid, I recommend you read some Ovid. It's just a lot of easy to classic Jeremy. Okay, let's open it up. Z, do we have anything from the internet? Okay, not yet. They're buying their time. How about anyone in here? Any reactions, points of relation, questions, anything that one feels compelled to share? For whatever reason, hands up, shout it out. Rock and roll. Yes, please. And would you mind introducing yourself?
I'm Leah, I use she, her pronouns. I was just wondering why when portraying Lulu, you used their old pronouns instead of like they, them or something. So, like when I think of my past self in transition, I don't really think of myself in terms of my old pronouns, so I'm just curious why you chose to do that.
Yeah, I think just for myself, I think like if I had the language and had the knowledge about queerness and transness when I was younger, I definitely would have been experimenting, but I didn't, and so I kind of just think of that version of me as a little girl, just because that was what I knew and that was what was given to me.
Anything else that anyone feels compelled to share? Yeah, please.
My name is Ira, they, she, and just that part where Andrew and Grace were talking about putting the correct gender marker on a housing form, that just hit me so hard. I feel like anyone who came to terms with their transness in their mid to late teens had the housing form gender marker debate with their parents, and I just felt like, I agree the dynamic between Andrew and Grace is very well drawn, because Grace it's easy to hate her as a character, but she's not coded as a villain, and I feel like that's how a lot of us feel about our parents. And I don't know, there were just so many moments in this that resonated with me. And the idea of viewing your own queerness as a form of spirituality, that's just, I just love that. I don't really know what else to say.
Thanks so much. Red.
I'm Red. I use he, they pronouns. One is kind of they, so for now. So a beautiful work. I mean, to all of you, it was nice. I was particularly struck by the line that God has of, I'm gonna butcher it, but it's like for you to have thought that I'm left just meant that I was like there at all, and that I grew up in a non-religious house, but definitely remnants of Catholicism, like leading into my childhood and my understanding self. And I think especially coming into queerness and transness in a later part of my life, I'm amazed by like hearing things like, oh, when I came out as trans in my teens, I'm like, that was my new feelings. So and like that intersection of spirituality and also like the reflection of self within something higher and something greater beyond yourself is like very beautiful. to hear and experience, especially within Andrew, who is this young individual, and then Lulu, who is like this even younger person existing in this space. And yeah, I think there's such a beauty in being able to like self-reflect, and the idea of these mirrors continuously projecting upon themselves. And I would recommend that. That's really, it's very, very moving.
There were a lot of, we were talking earlier about, thank everyone for sharing your own experiences. It's great for a testament to your work that people are receiving and sharing. Going back to something you said earlier, when you were sitting writing, like, I have a good idea. There were like 700 ideas. And I'm curious and like interesting the actual devices and like sort of this like diversity of dramaturgy that was employed. And something I would be curious to know is there like one device, like one moment, or one particular device that you employed that you like were either really excited about when you created or really excited about just now watching?
Ooh, I think I'm always excited about the body of water and the ways that comes into play as like a sink and a pool and a mirror. So that always excites me. I think also, I don't know, it's interesting, this was kind of at first a conglomeration of multiple shorter plays I had written that I kind of jammed all together to hit that page count for my writing assignment. But stuff like Lulu turning into God at the end, the lovers as a unit, I think. We just have one lover, obviously, but in the writing and in a staged version, I think it would really be up to the director, like which lover says which lines and which lover is present at which parts, and just like having kind of a unit of interchangeable lovers.
Cool. Let's move to that since we're in this space where we're doing a reading, and in the space where we're reading, the writer is the one that we're all worried about. So let's pretend that we're still only worried about you and what you want. We're not worried about being nice and generous to our collaborators. We give you the keys to the car. We say, AJ, let's do these Lake and Lover scenes. Would you humor me and give me a little taste for what that might feel like, or like things that you'd like to experiment in that space? Were you to kind of a workshop or something like that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like I was saying, with the lovers, just like having maybe them like change halfway through the scene, maybe having the lovers kind of act as shadow each other, mirror each other, just kind of playing with this idea that they represent not just one person, but like a whole history of people that Andrew has kind of found the same person of like hiding from himself. And yeah, just playing with that.
That sounds great. Just moving it out. I'm very excited about it as well. It's dancing around the lake and changing it. It's my jam. So talk about fine. Z, anything from the internet? Keeping it vague back there. Any other thoughts or questions from the house?
Hi, I'm back. I have a question. This is also something I was struck by, and I think this is sort of, I think this is exemplified in rightfully writtenness, and also like I opened this question up to the cast as well. But can you talk about, you can also say like, no, this is not it at all, but can you talk about God being a flawed being?
Yeah, I think, I don't know, my own spiritual journey has had a lot of interesting valleys and mountains, and I think what I believe is just God is love, and I think that love can be messy, can be flawed, and can be all these different things that I tried to explore to play with the different relationships and the different love at play. I think God is love, and I think that is perfect, but that doesn't mean it's perfect.
I think it's also, it's part of it is me just being ex-Catholic, but if you think about the idea that we are all created in God's image and that humanity is inherently imperfect, then that would mean, and I'm about to commit some blasphemy, so apologies, but that God has to be imperfect. Because if we are created in God's image and we are imperfect, then so is God. Apologies if any of y'all are Catholic.
I grew up, some of my family was Catholic, but I pretty much grew up Judaism. So like in the Torah, like God does some really sus things. No, literally, like I grew up having very open, very interesting conversations about different stories that went on in the Torah, and just thinking to myself, like, why would God do that? Like, just so many things that didn't really make sense to me. So it's kind of like nice and like reassuring when like other people also are like, God is not this perfect being. Like, yes, like God made the world. That's what's supposed to be what's happening here. God made the world, but the world isn't perfect. Because I think about it all the time. I used to ask some questions about like, well, if God created the world, then like, why do people murder people? Like why are all these things happening when like, we're supposed to be in God's love and God's light, like whatever. So I think it's really reassuring to like hear other people sort of like have these discussions about like, I don't know, how like God isn't perfect. I don't know how else to say.
Why did Ted Cruz exist if we...
Exactly, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
exactly.
My rabbi would say, when I was younger, he would say a lot during services. He would say, like, you can believe in God as a being, or you can just believe in God as like the light of like curiosity and like critical thinking and like thought. And it's like the light of the curiosity that is God is like making Andrew go searching. And like Andrew's like searching for like curiosity, which makes you search. So I'm like, that's interesting. Keep going.
Yeah, when I look at this piece and I think about God and Andrew, they're very, very inseparable in terms of Andrew can't work if God doesn't work. I'm going to bring up Octavia Butler because I always think of Octavia Butler. But she said, all that you touch, you change. All that you change changes you. The only lasting truth is change. God is change. To question that you even look for God is to know that God is there. It's the same principle to me. God is like everything and God is nothing.
I wonder if you guys have any questions for us about the way we receive certain things, or good questions about the writing and how it came across.
Any moments that you're like unsure of, or very sure of, and not positive reinforcement about, or anything particular that?
It's interesting because I'm still writing this piece. I am still working on new updated versions and making it longer. And so it's hard to, I don't know, it's hard, I guess, to know sometimes like what is even gonna stay and what's gonna end up getting thrown out. So I guess a question I would have is like, are there any moments that I need to keep in there, I guess? Are there any moments that feel critical, I guess?
heard a lot about those already.
Yeah.
Necessarily thinking about the relationship, their grace character. And we want to talk about God, so perhaps we want to see more God. God is all around. Now, before, go ahead.
I think that I like seeing the relationship that Andrew has with, like, outside his family, and seeing the relationship that he has with the lovers, and specifically with, like, one individual lover, but after that, with the echoes of different things that I guess he's hearing in his head, but from an outside perspective from the lovers, I liked that, and I think if that were to be lost, or like if some remnants of that were lost, I think I don't know, I think that added something of like this outside relationship, that the family dynamic has penetrated kind of all forms of relationship.
I guess I'm also, in terms of the lovers, I don't know, I've also been, in some drops there are like friends, and there are like other people, and I wonder if it would be beneficial to introduce other dynamics, or if it works with just like core dynamics that are currently present. So if anyone has some thoughts on the question, throw some friends in there. May I? Please.
Well, so I do wonder about, so I'm sitting up there for a lot of just sitting on the stool listening. And so I specifically something that I've caught, tonight was like, so there's a mention of a sister, and there is a mention of a father. And but like the dynamic is so solely between Grace and Andrew. And so that is something that like I kind of caught, was like, what does that relationship look like? Because it seems like in a lot of ways, I think it can be easy to read it almost as like a single, with like they're the only two people in the household, just because it's all takes place between there, and maybe that's very intentional because she takes up so much room in his life and causes so much pain and stress. But like every time I would hear about like the one mention of the dad and the one mention of the sister, it would my brain would catch on it and be like, wait, what's going on? What's their story?
That's one of the first things he says. I love what you love. I love my sister.
And the cat.
And then
I worry about the cat. I really hope like Kevin's taking care of it or something.
We need Kevin.
Like, yes, we need to hear from
Can
Kevin.
I share a secret?
Yes.
Kevin is a real life person who's sitting right there.
I'm allergic to cats.
That cat's been neglected.
Yeah, or him.
Go ahead.
I wanted to say something about that line specifically, like my cat and my sister. I think right now, a lot of things that are tying Andrew to like Earth and reality are very like negative things. So I think it would be interesting to see, like, because Andrew says like, oh, I love my sister, like, I think it would be interesting to have like a point where like he's talking to his sister and like it is in reality and like it is something like positive that's actually in reality, because I think it would sort of heighten like the conflict of like, should I say this?
Megan.
Yes, hi.
Please introduce yourself. And speak
Megan.
nice and loud so the mic might pick you up. I'll
Okay.
provide a large shield so the sound bounces off.
Yes, Megan, she, her, second year grad, geez, okay. Yeah, when you were talking about the lovers and trying to think of other ways that they could represent, I think, for me personally, thinking about love, there's so many different types of love, and the English language only has one, so the idea that lovers could perhaps be friends, and like, yes, there's this word lover that for us personally is typically romantic in this American society with the English language, but perhaps they can represent fan,
friends, cats, family members who aren't like this, distraught dynamic that's going on. I think that's would be an interesting avenue to go down for me personally.
Some oral energy, some porous energy.
Mm-hmm.
Any other, we don't take out more of what's going on in this space. I'm a big negative space fan. Just gonna put that out there. I like to read into things and infer as opposed to seeing things. But I'm very mysterious. You trust me. Any other thoughts or questions that you want to hear? Oh, we have, yes, Kevin.
Hello. Kevin here.
Kevin, allergic to cats.
Well, I know you, and like this is all like a converse. It's like we've had these conversations so many times. And I don't know. I've not read it, but I know you wrote some of it when I was present. Yeah, but there was like, it's just you, and you always do this. You always put yourself completely out there, and that's great. And I love watching it. And it is great, and I love it, and I love you, and I love it. But it's like I want to see something more than like the walk he's having. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to see more problems, but less like noise. If that makes any sense. If that makes any sense. But I like it, I mean. But it's, yeah. But there's just so much. It's like, you know what I mean, that you could take some and then put some and make problems, like stuff like that, to make it more interesting for people.
Yeah, I think that's part of the goal of my current drafts that I'm working on, is definitely like, I don't know, right now it's a lot of Andrew goes from one very hard conversation to another very hard conversation. And I think like, yeah, I'm trying to introduce more moments of joy, and I like what was suggested about like the sister and about the lovers serving as friends and stuff. I think there's definitely something there for like giving Andrew more of a reason to want to stay and to want to thank God. Yeah, I would say that is just yes.
Something that I feel like we're robbed of in a reading setting is we get these visions of hymns and we get this indie pop song. Street AJ Baldwin on Spotify.
That's all the music that we've been listening to throughout the evening.
So I think that the happiness when I'm reading the script comes in that music. So you do have some joy there that it's harder to see in this format. So I think that if you're looking for more levity, you have it in there. You have those spots to explore.
Yeah.
When you said, my friend, about God is curiosity, I think we do want more God in it, because if you drop it in, we'll have wonder. Because we all have this like curiosity thing about God. So I think more God, smartly, you know.
Words to live by. It's like the theme of today. I have a question. Kevin was talking about sound, hearing organs. I wanted you to talk a little bit about the rumble. Can you talk a little about the rumbling?
I would love to talk about the rumbling. That place seems very.
I'm excited.
Yeah, so it starts before we first. Well, I guess maybe we've already seen Andrew. Second scene starts with what I describe as the soundtrack of life. And I like the idea that he's just he's not in control of where he's going and what experiences he's reliving and what dynamics he's experiencing. And so I think sound would be really important in a staged version of this. Because I think in my head, every time he's being thrown into a new situation, there is this like, we hear all of those noises, we hear what life sounds like. And it's just the rumbling of life, of all of those sounds that are kind of serving as, I don't know, a teleportation device to his next destination.
Well, I feel very informed. I think that we've all had an opportunity to share some great things. Hopefully you've gotten something out of all of this. Fabulous. So thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being here. And the next reading series will be 2 weeks from today, Are There Penguins in Space by Rachel Saruski. I'll be here. Many of you will hopefully be here. Have a great night. Thanks so much.
So nice to meet you. We love you.
Yeah, I actually want to send his daughter like plug something for her. Okay, I want to see how this is. Okay, absolutely.
Something nice to see you. Yes. Alright, I gotta deny your dream.
I've got a drink on
Okay, get to work. Get to work, kid.
I'm looking at it, like I came out to your parents and also person who's a parent. I love the picture. No matter how far she makes it. Just seeing the difference between also. Yeah.